This is the Ford Edge facelift, also introducing the ST line, a sportier look. We'll take a look at it here in Autogefühl with Thomas for the exterior and the interior. The ST line comes with a glossy black finish here with a comp-style grille, pretty aggressive look, also with the lower bumper, special contrast to the white exterior color, and now full LED headlights. I think it's also suitable for a big SUV of that size and also of that price. It gets also spectacular in the side profile, optional 21-inch wheels, hardly seen with the Ford, but they don't look too huge with this vehicle. ST line logo here on the side profile. Also the side is, dominated by the dropping line right there. Then also black roof rails as a contrast there. The window frames are just held in matte black, basically. You see the taillights already beginning at the side profile. Overall, it's a pretty clean design, and I think the ST line fits the Edge very well. You can also compare our earlier review, the driving review of the Ford Edge. There you can compare how it does look like without the ST line. In the rear, we have this glass style of the taillights, pretty clean overall, and all black in this part because it stresses again this contrast look. And well, those ones here, by the way, are all the way fake exhaust. They're pretty neat looking fake exhaust, but they are definitely fake exhaust all the way. And let's open this electric tailgate. A little bit tricky here. So, there we are. Here we go. And those are nice square dimensions. You see, you do not lose a lot of space. You can also flip the seats from here. This one here, the top cover, is a little bit, wobbly, no rails on the side, but it's quite okay still. Here we go. You can also fit a replacement tire if you want so. And let's see. It's not powered at the moment, but when it would be powered, then you could also put the button here and then the seats would be flipping. So also a quite nice solution, but those show cars are not always all the way powered, and so we cannot test everything. By the way, nicely done here also with the entry cover. It's actually seems like premium quality. Also with the anchor points here, you can use tension belts and put things tight. We cannot open the hood, but I'll tell you about the engine updates. We now have 2.7 liter turbo, 329 horsepower or 335 for the ST, or a 2 liter turbo with 253 horsepower, front wheel drive. There's also a new 8-speed converter gearbox, and in the EU we also get a diesel, 2 liter diesel with 180 horsepower, or with 210, that is then the bi-turbo. Let's check the interior. So at the inside of the doors, top part is soft touch plastics, then we have a leather red cover here, all quite good materials. The lower part then is from hard plastic, all automatic window levers right there. There's also the optional Bang & Olufsen sound system. Here in the ST line you got this entry cap right there, and you also have seats with microfiber on the inside. Here we go. And it feels quite nice actually, and they also have a sporty look. The steering wheel then gets also red contrast stitches on the inside, so that's the basic features of the ST line. In the lower part you can also see at the footpegs you got those aluminum footpegs. Let me give you some light as well. Here we go with those aluminum footpegs or pedals. We're not on the motorcycle here. And let's get inside for the seating comfort. Sometimes I wonder which people were sitting in those vehicles. So now I'm going all the way down. I'm going down, but I'm taking you with me. So let's put that one up right. And that's really fairly comfortable. I still remember the full review of the Ford Edge, and those ST line seats are actually pretty good. You can see that steering wheel can be controlled in all the ways, so everyone can find a good position. It really feels like a grown-up full-size SUV because, especially here in the front console, is really huge. Definitely also with a big hood. So This is really like this king of the road riding style, for sure. On the steering wheel, you can set the cruise control, for example, new ACC available, and there are also new assistance systems like the blind spot monitor, lane keeping assist, so if they have updated that. So with the shadowed windows in the rear and all black interior, it's really dark in here, I have to say. They've upgraded also the infotainment system to the newest one they have done, so it reacts quite fast from the GPS. You can also zoom in and out like this, that's possible. Also, not only connecting the phone via Bluetooth, also there's the new App Connect then, or Sync Connect, where you can just put them in here. You can see that's the Apple CarPlay, for example, available. Those covers here around the buttons, for example, the volume is like very soft rubber. That is cheaply done. They should upgrade that one. The volume, the temperature control is in the lower part right there. You have several storage spaces right there. For example, on the top part, the glove box is quite spacious actually. Also in the lower part right there, you have 2 USB slots, and you see they're a little bit illuminated. That's nice. And then you have the standard cup holders, adaptive one. New for this facelift is this drive selector. It reminds a little bit of Jaguar or Land Rover. So you turn then on the right to the drive mode, that's new, or press S, that the RPMs are turned up higher for the sport mode. And finally, this armrest here, a little bit wobbly, two slots in there actually. So you have this one here, and then below, wow, massive amounts of space. Let's get in the rear, and that's nice. The door almost opens 90 degrees here on the Geneva Motor Show. We've also seen it with the Honda CR-V. Also check out that review either in the full coverage part or in a separate video. Also soft touch at the inside of the doors in the rear. That's also nice. And you have this microfiber sporty seat design also for the rear seats. Like that. Isofix on the outside of the seats to attach children's seats. And you have pretty much legroom left. So even for tall people, no problem here in the Ford Edge. So that's also different than to the Ford Kuga. Adaptive cup holders right here. I know, guys, you can't see too much because it's really dark in here, as you have those, you know, privacy glass on the rear. And then you can also see the angle. That's the minimum, and then you can put a little bit further back. There's the cover here of the back. So, and then you know, with this lever, you can really adjust it. I like that you have this flexibility to either be more lay back or to sit more upright in the rear. Headroom, I'm 1.86 or 6'1". Also plenty left here. I think that is overall a good result. I mean, it's also a long car. So we can show you that here. This lever it was, and then you can also fold them completely flat from here. As I said, it was also with the option from the rear, from the trunk, but not active here because the car is not fully powered. You can see it's a pretty even surface here to load things through. So also in that respect, quite interesting. And what's also interesting, this car overall pricing-wise, because it's somewhat in between. Not really premium, but not with the very cheap ones. So the Ford Edge is still a very interesting car to me because, you know, not so many people want to buy vans anymore. They want to go for an SUV. And then you also need an SUV that is suitable for the family, that has a lot of room on the inside. And that is definitely guaranteed by the Ford Edge. Some, you know, might be too big considering the Ford Kuga, the smaller brother, for example. But this one here also higher than in price. But again, what I just said, I think its pricing was pretty interesting because it has a certain niche between the full super expensive premium big SUVs and the rather cheap ones. So that could be a very interesting niche they have. With the ST line here, we've shown you today with the facelift upgrade, I think a very sporty look and looks pretty amazing and spectacular. Also the interior, well, we have some parts where you say, come on, that cheap rubber there, they could really fix that easily. But the seats look great, for example, with the microfiber and also fit to that sporty line. And again, the room you have on the inside. And they don't lose too much space on the inside, also at the rear trunk. That would also be very important to me when I, for example, put a mountain bike in there. That should be easily done. So do you like the styling here of the ST line and some of the assistance system upgrade here, for example, for the facelift? Tell me in the comments. And also tune into our driving review of the Ford Edge. We also have a small off-road part in there, but it was quite funny, worthwhile watching. I'm the beatboxing in the house, yo, man. Let me out, I can't get out. Help, help. I'm stuck. That's actually quite comfortable here. No, now I just want to stay here and it's like so comfortable. Let me out, let me out, let me out, let me out, let me out. Okay, now come on. We have some more reviews to do.